Road Redemption is an exciting modern take on Road Rash, the old Genesis car combat game that really sparked my love for vehicular combat. First time I played Road Rash, I remember being absolutely addicted immediately to the act of whipping cops with bike chains. It changed my life immediately. And then I never got a copy of my own. So I've not explored Road Rash in a long, long time. This is not related to the original developers of Road Rash in any way. This is just a fan who had a game development studio making a brand new game in the exact same style as Road Rash. So if you are unfamiliar with Road Rash, you'll live. It's not essential reading to catch up to Road Redemption. Which, it's been pointed out in chat, is not the best name in the world. It draws to mind Red Dead Redemption way too vividly. Anyway, here's our vehicles. You'll notice that they are all motorcycles. When you first start the game, the only one unlocked is this Hundo CBD. The stats on it are very good. It's lacking a bit in nitro, but if we compare it to the stats of all these other vehicles, it's slightly higher than all these unlockable ones. The only one that's even comparable is this one, which is statistically identical to the starting vehicle. They're literally exactly the same, and it takes hours and hours to unlock this one. This starting vehicle is too good. It, like, invalidates all these other vehicles. I don't know why they made the starting vehicle so good, but it's unbelievably good. It's like the third best vehicle in the game, without question. And these other two take forever to unlock, so I'm not even going to bother. Dutch is also the only character you start out being able to play as. You unlock Nitro Punk pretty quickly. Then Gordon Gekko for getting 1/3 of the way through the game. Bit of a blatant film reference, but there will be plenty more of those to come. Got Moto Soldier, some Killing Floor characters. We'll see some more characters soon enough, including ones that I do not have unlocked. Might as well start with the default character as well. He's matching our default bike color anyway. Gordon Gekko I like a lot though. He's got all sorts of like grinding capabilities. He gets bonuses for all of our currencies. But we'll just keep things nice and simple for now, because it is a period of uneasy peace for the country's biker gangs after decades of battle. In a stunning move, a masked assassin has killed the leader of the Ironsight Weapons Cartel. The cartel has offered a bounty of $15 million to whoever brings in the assassin, dead or alive. Every biker in the country now races to catch him. We gotta kill an assassin. Because I guess we like the weapons cartel that owns the wasteland. And indeed, this is a wasteland. We're gonna see... This is basically Mad Max. This wants to be Mad Max.
Get ready. You're entering Reaper territory. Take down anyone who gets between you and that bounty.
I gotta see if I can change the voice volume because it peaks bad. Let's see if it still peaks at 85%. But here's our guy. We've already received some upgrades. But the game is basically unbeatable until you have a bunch of upgrades. This is a roguelite. And I have played it a fair bit. So I have what I need to get through. Yeah, looks like our ally is not peeking as badly anymore. Now we do have to worry about balancing the proper weapon at any given time, which is ridiculous. And in this mission type, we need to kill the guys with the red targets over their heads. It's fairly self-explanatory, but if we don't do that, we do fail the mission. Failing the mission does not end the game, though. Just gives us a penalty for the remainder of the game. And we don't have to kill all the targets, just enough. If we don't kill enough targets, instead of a $1,100 reward, we get no money and a penalty to our health for the rest of the game. A permanent, irreversible health penalty. But we can buy more health. With the Midas Vest, we can have half of our health reduced, but significantly increase our cash. I'm gonna not get that. Normally I would buy that, but this time I would like to complete the game, if at all possible.
The more high-ranking Reapers you take down, the better our odds of securing the bounty.
So even with the volume reduced, the guy in our head still peaks the mic. I assume they just recorded it as peaking. This is a low-budget indie game. It's still a full $20 if you want to buy it, but it goes on sale frequently. And at the sale price, this is a good purchase, in my opinion. At 20 bucks, I'd be inclined to stop and think about it. The combat system is fairly robust. In fact, it has a lot of options that I never really use. I'm trying to use one now. I gotta get next to the target. Let's get next to an actual target. Crotch, we'll call him. Kicked him right off the bridge. Down at the bottom, we have a progress meter. And when we get to the end of the progress meter, that's when the mission ends. And if we haven't completed it in time, that's when we are allotted our penalties. And it is almost over.
You think you can come into my town and kill my brothers? You're so fucking dead.
There's the foul-mouthed leader of the gang we're decimating. This game's a lot to handle when you first jump into it. Thankfully, guns are not introduced until much later on normally. I just have the upgrade that lets us start with a gun. And it's very useful. The Razor Blade makes it so none of our attacks can be blocked anymore. But I take damage when I attack. It is well worth it. But I am going to want to purchase upgrades that will allow me to recover additional HP when I kill enemies. Because killing enemies is how you get health back. It's also how you get nitro back, so I have no nitro right now, and there's not a damn thing I can do about it. Because the enemies are too far away. New weapon type, though. C4. Which allows me to instant kill targets. I love the C4. You just drive up next to somebody. Eventually. Damn it. There's a respawn back on the track button, which is very, very handy. But yeah, you give people high fives and they explode seconds later. Highly satisfying. I might be slightly addicted to it. We have two different blunt melee weapons, and there's a very important difference between blunt weapons and sharp weapons, which I'll have to try and find an opportunity to explain at some point. There they go. We have a long shovel type weapon, which takes longer to swing, but it can hit multiple enemies. And we have a short, like, club with spikes through it. That's faster, and it will generally be my default weapon at pretty much all times. That club is a fantastic weapon in most situations. Health gain 20%. That's what we want to see. Our kills will recover additional HP. Probably should have gotten cash fine, because I'm only getting 1 upgrade's worth of cash each time I start a level.
That politics you're on isn't fit for my bottle, bitch! You better leave Reaper territory while you still can.
So now we get an actual race. I'm surprised it took so long to find a race. But the mission types are randomized. Normally I get a lot of races. Probably because I do not enjoy races particularly much. That guy had a nitro symbol above his head, which means when he dies, he gives us bonus nitro. There's another guy here. A red guy with what looked like a target over his head. That is an armor symbol, which normally means we cannot properly hit him with melee attacks. However, our attacks are unblockable. If we didn't have unblockable attacks, he would block every single one of our melee attacks, without exception. You have to drop a bomb on him or shoot him or something. Those guys can be super annoying. But the thing I find most annoying about them is that their symbol looks exactly the same as the target. So sometimes you'll pursue one of those guys and they will end up not being a target, and then you'll fail the mission. I should probably speed up here. 3rd place.
Way to show those Reapers some well-earned revenge.
As long as you're in the top 3, it counts as a success. You just get higher reward money if you get a higher ranking. So that's fine. If we'd been 4th place, we would have failed the mission and lost HP. Permanently. So now, purchasing my cash increase.
You got some friendlies up ahead. Watch your fire.
I hate when I have allies, because I always end up shooting them. Oftentimes they'll just drive in front of the enemies and protect them. Aiming while driving is also really, really difficult until you get used to it. It's so difficult that the AI never does it successfully. I very rarely get shot by these enemies with guns. Sometimes. Sometimes it's very difficult to avoid them. But most of the time they are harmless.
That Reaper never had a chance.
Don't want to say that Reaper's name because it sounds like a slur. Pretty sure it isn't, but I don't know enough to say for sure. Let's dismount him just in case.
No mercy for these Reapers.
On the PC version, there's DLC that allows you to buy the name of a vehicle. And that named character will appear in all other games on the PC. So everyone hooked up to the internet will see the named character that you have thrown at them and probably kill them. That option is not available on the PS4, which is how I am playing this game. Definitely want to refill my gun. That gun is super useful. This guy's a fantastic shot. I should really be grinding for money by killing people. Like so. So if you kill somebody with a sword, you decapitate them and gain double the money, double the HP, double everything. Sword kills are very lucrative. And in a game like this, I would normally just wield the sword and kill everybody with it. However, if an enemy is wearing a helmet, they are significantly resistant to sword attacks. They'll take barely any damage. And as a result, you gotta switch to the melee attack, and juggling weapons is annoying, so... Unfortunately, the sword is kinda close to useless. Now, we didn't see those two enemies, but they still got ahead of me. That's because there are shortcuts all over all the maps, and they use the shortcut to get out in front of me.
Okay, you're almost out of this. Just get past the Reaper boss, and you can leave this hellhole behind forever.
Boss fight. The guy with all the swears has to die now. Although we found out last time I played this game on stream, which was with Static, doing co-commentary, we learned that if you fail to kill the boss by the end of the mission, it will restart the mission. The boss will get all his resources back, and you'll just have whatever you had left over. Here's our guy, and he's probably gonna die here. Yep. We didn't even hear any of his particularly profane voice clips. He's got C words in his vocabulary. He'll roll out the red carpet as far as vulgarities. This time he was relatively tame. And now he's very, very dead. Worth a good chunk of cash to kill him, too. Let's get more cash per turn. And steroids. Roids are always good for you.
Cut across these rooftops, and don't look down.
This is where you unlock jump jets, which allow you to jump, obviously. Nice vertical leap. Probably inspired by Twisted Metal, because this game is heavily influenced by Twisted Metal. It even says so verbatim on the game's Steam page. This is a new mission type, by the way, where we simply have to get to the end of the map before the time limit runs out, the time limit being just below our money in the corner there. And normally these missions are very, very easy to do, particularly on this map. Just flopped over dead after some awkward collision. Oh, I don't know why I died there. That's never happened before. I've played this game quite a bit. Never seen anything quite like that happen. But it's fine. Just not very sure-footed today. Only reason to kill enemies here is to acquire nitro, which will allow us to get around more quickly. The only weapon we really need to use, though, is the kick. Most of the time when you kick an enemy, they will lose the direction they were trying to go and fall off the rooftop, which gives you the same bonus as you would get for a decapitation. Double health, double money, double everything. We're right near the end and we still have a minute left, so we're fine. Really, the only reason to kill enemies is for fun. Because even without Nitro, you would still get to the end with plenty of time. Usually, so long as you don't die too often. The first time you play this level, though, it is incredibly frustrating. Once you get used to it, it's pretty simple.
Nice riding, kid. I knew you were good, but damn.
Completing this level, or even just playing this level for the first time, is what unlocks Gordon Gekko. So yeah, I played with static, observing, and frequently disconnecting via the PS4. There's some flaws in PS4 screen share. I could have played it co-op if he owned his own copy, because this game has 10-player multiplayer online. Including a co-op campaign. Still only get one upgrade at a time. I think the soundtrack to this game is pretty good overall.
They stockpile all sorts of high-tech gear. I hope you smash it all to bits.
Alright. No mention of the hallucinogenic stipulation for this level, which is causing vehicles to fall from the sky non-stop. Our character is high, and all they can think about is cars because we're in Mad Max world. So as a result, cars are raining from the sky. When they touch the ground, they do start driving forward, and they do have actual physical hitboxes, despite being hallucinations. So we do gotta avoid all the hallucinogenic cars. They're pretty obnoxious. Hitboxes are pretty generous on our C4. Right there, I stuck it on the guy's grill, and it worked just fine. What a cluster. That should kill a bunch of people. We've met a new enemy type because we're in a new gang territory. The Sigmas have shields. Shields are annoying. The shields represent additional health that typically can only be destroyed with a sword. Our blunt weapons deal significantly reduced damage against shields, which makes no sense. But our swords cut right through shields. And then we switch to our blunt weapon to deal with the helmet that is most assuredly underneath the shield. And then we switch back to the sword to get the decapitation bonus. Uh-oh. This here is the shortcut. Ugh, I'm not good at the shortcut. I'm going around the shortcut. I'm not even able to go around the shortcut. I'm probably going to lose this race. Out of nitro. There's the end of the race. Pretty sure more than 3 people have already finished. Oh, a car landed right on my head. Well, here's what happens when you lose.
Down, but not out. That bounty can still be ours. But move it.
25% HP penalty. But I made 1, 2, 3, 4 money. That's gotta be lucky. Now I can't afford my melee weapon upgrades. You'll notice that it upgrades to 3 stars if I purchase this. That's because I'm already at 2 stars due to upgrades that I purchased in the metagame. Ooh, let's buy a bottle of nitro as well, so I have some nitro to start with. Another race. Like I said, I normally get way too many races. Uh-oh. Oh, hey, criticals. I haven't even mentioned criticals before. There's a critical meter. That charges up anytime we land damage. I'm apparently the Batman now. And you can see the crit bar right next to my sword. When the crit bar is full, we can hold the attack button and it will deal a critical attack. There's no randomness involved whatsoever, but I do find crit damage to be not worth the difficulty of charging up attacks and all that mess. So I don't bother with crits either, typically. Uh-oh. Out of nitro. Uh-oh. Everything. Well, I'm back on the course at least. Trying to use pipe bombs to my advantage. It is not working out great. So I'll stick to my guns. Literally. They've been ever so reliable so far. I'm actually carrying multiple types of gun right now, and I can shuffle through them with the D-pad. Dangerously close to death, and death is permanent in this game. I blew up an ally, and I don't give a damn because they suck. No actual penalty for killing your friends. But they don't help you anyway. Generally, you just want to cook your pipe bomb. Drop it when you've got a good sense of where an enemy is behind you. And you can use the rear view mirror if you want to actually leave it up to skill rather than chance. Not my style. There's no actual brake button in this game. What they have is a handbrake that allows you to turn very sharply. It does slow you down a little bit. If I lose my first... Oh, damn it. That was unfortunate. Knocked off right at the finish line. But yeah, if you want to slow down so you get like behind somebody and then you can shoot them from behind, often that ends up being actually pretty difficult to do. I want to say actually increasing our rifle damage is worth it at this point. Lose the Cops is actually another type of race, but all the enemies are police officers, which means they will be extra aggressive. Or I think there are incredibly aggressive police officers coming up behind us at all times. Because the racers are Sigmas. Just dismount a few bikers. Steal their nitro. right out of their tank. Just siphon it telepathically. Damn. Really wanted to shoot that guy. They are showing off the one and only woman they got to work on this game. That's the Sigma leader, who is an angry robot. Don Sexbag is no more. A lot of the enemy names are very Carmageddon-esque. Nothing quite as good as Genitalia in there, but some of them are close. Killed a lot of people. Getting ourselves blown up is actually not that big a deal, usually. We just respawn back on the track with almost as much health. So sometimes it's worth it just to cook your pipe bomb for too long so that you can maneuver yourself into the center of a big crowd. Okay, we've got a new sharp type weapon right now. I don't know how we acquired it, but it's the Cattle Prod. A Road Rash Classic. If we hit people with it, they will get shocked and lose their ability to drive around for a little while. Cuts right through shields. Otherwise, it doesn't deal very much damage. I really hope that I can get some nitro going into the next mission. Because starting a mission without nitro is very, very frustrating. I'm earning EXP, and I don't care about it. I have more than enough of the meta upgrades at this point to beat the game pretty consistently. Roids. Adrenaline increases our crit damage. I mean, if you want to go all in on crits, sure. All right. Time to boss fight the robot lady.
Now your death will be most gruesome. It might even cause me to feel joy.
Our current gun loadout includes this thing. A harpoon. I have no idea what the harpoon does. It hooks you to an enemy. But why? I've never been able to figure out what to do with whoever you're linked up to. This is also the point where you normally first get pistols. And paradoxically, pistols are very, very, very powerful. At a range, a pistol shot far, far out damages anything that a shotgun can do. And right there, I was right in the middle of an explosion. The guy on my left and right both exploded, but I did not. So it is well worth the risk to get yourself close to bombs. Uh-oh. Not that much risk, though. That was not worth it. I've got no machine gun, even though I just bought my machine gun upgrade. There's a nitro guy. I want him dead. There we go. Full nitro recovery. We're on to the boss. He's got some kind of ice scepter. He's quite fast with it. When you first start this game, you're going to do all melee attacks. But bombs and guns are clearly way easier to use and deadlier.
Now, get to the next territory.
And that's another gang leader down. One more gang to go. Video game rule of threes. One of the upgrades we could purchase, and indeed I have purchased it, is the ability to skip ahead a few levels. You can skip as far as the 9th level. We were already past the 9th level, so hopefully I don't die. I'm gonna have to start buying health recovery items. But first, rooftops again. We got the same set of rules that we got to deal with on the rooftops, which is pretty lucky because they are the easiest possible set of rules to have to deal with. A race on the rooftops is actually pretty difficult, so glad I haven't had one of those yet. Damn. Little too much nitro there. I'm hitting every single piece of geometry as to lose the most amount of momentum every single time. AKA nailing it. Jump jets, I mean, they exist. I find them useless. I say as I almost don't make the jump. When jump jets would have absolutely gotten me across the gap. Some of these gaps can be pretty hard to get all the way across. Seems like they do tighten up the time limit here when you're this late in the game. Probably not enough to stop us, though. Probably. Not that I'm losing confidence or anything. There we go. 30 seconds to spare. Carmageddon would never give you that generous of anything. Carmageddon's actually pretty brutal. This game has the same flaw of basically every roguelite, which is you have to buy most of the upgrade menu before you can actually, like, get anywhere. And then the game is trivial. Yeah, we should probably max out the melee weapon by this point.
Welcome to Phantom Territory. These Phantoms are government-trained killers who murder innocents for a living. Just keep your guard up, you're almost there.
Government-trained killers. Wish I could actually hit any of them right now. They're hiding in the dust clouds of the explosions that are not doing anything to anyone. Here we go. That was a bunch of kills. Damn. Trying to make a turn that doesn't exist. That's more like it. And finally, we can use our fully upgraded rifle. Kill Jonathan Bailey. Justin Bailey's long-forgotten brother. He hates bikinis. Uh-oh. Your weapon does change cosmetically as you upgrade it. So now I have a mace. Kill the other racers to the best of our ability.
We'll make an exception.
It's weird that a game with such a love of vulgarity only puts the swearing boss in the first level. These other bosses barely even bother to swear. And our liaison with our gang, he never swears. He's probably going to swear the next time he talks. Because I said something.
Some killing my men.
Not sure why that guy thinks a fully chrome helmet is in any way intimidating. This guy's fast. Uh-oh. Dead.
What a pity.
Getting meleeed from both sides is very bad news. Well, let's buy an upgrade at random. This last set of upgrades is actually very, very powerful stuff that you gotta buy the entire rest of the tree before you get any access to them. 20% cash fine, that's a no-brainer. Throw in crash damage resistance, I guess. And we'll jump to mission 9. See how that treats us. As the music dies as horribly as we did. And we actually have to back out of this menu. That will allow us to get to the mission skip option. Seems like that could be laid out more efficiently, especially given how slow the load times are. Specifically on the PS4. Let's ditch Dutch. Try out Moto Soldier, I guess? He's got higher health. Soldier away. This is going to drop us back in Sigma territory. A few levels back, unfortunately.
I'm right here inside your head.
Howdy, Dravenlock. Things are going okay
I'll put in a call to some of our allies in the area. Keep your
on
eye
this
out. Here they
car
are.
combat-themed evening. I guess I should say vehicular combat, because these are decidedly not cars. Looks like for now my only melee weapon is the shovel. Some vehicles are like that. They don't start out with all their melee weapons properly available. And we're going to want to win this race to get additional resources. However, it's not like we start with zero money. We started with over $8,000, which is plenty to buy the upgrades we're going to need to be in fighting shape here on level 9. Ninja Ryan. Ninja B Ryan, maybe?
That was a very valuable piece of equipment you just destroyed.
rather chaotic, and I don't have very many resources. Until the end of this mission, where I get to buy tons of upgrades and stuff. That'll be nice. Damn. Okay, I got a pipe bomb. That's a good place to start. Oh, that was an ally. Their symbols always look like they should be killed, in my opinion. Yeah, this is Road Redemption. Very, very explicitly trying to be Road Rash 3D for modern consoles. Johnny Six Axes here. Gotta go down. Six Aces would have been the reference. And the reference that no one would get anyway. Don't worry about it.
Jesus, kid. I'm glad you're on our side. That was fucking savage.
And there's the guy who I said never swears, swearing. What are the odds? I think we're like one mission or two away from the boss already. So we didn't get sent too far back. Definitely going to want health refill. Especially because I just got the Razor Blade. Rabbit's Foot. Nitro Gain is a no-brainer. I'll take some ammo. And I can afford both of these. Excellent. We're right where we need to be.
I'll be damned if you let these Sigma outrace you. Step on it.
If you're careful, you can drop your explosives in such a way that they kill people in front of you without knocking you off your bike. That is ideal in a situation like this where I have no turbo to deal with. This guy's got turbo for me. Just cook our pipe bombs properly and... I've only got the one gun and it sucks. It's a gun that I don't even know what it does. Trying to get this guy with a nitro to no avail. Dropped that too early. Still sort of worked. If you get hit hard enough, or if you bump into something while you're holding a bomb, you will drop it involuntarily. We saw that there. That's the stuff. Honestly, I love pipe bombs. They're super fun to use in this game. Please don't take that out of context. I'm on enough FBI watch lists already. Hacker down. And Kai. Goodbye, Kai. We've killed almost all the other racers. You would kind of hope that the race would just end after you killed all the other competitors, but no, you do still have to get to the finish line. Uh-oh. I don't like any of what's happening now. Looks like I might have to kill all the other racers. Or fail trying. Put it with the pool cue. I almost squeaked past second place.
How fast you could ride with a real machine.
So close. There might be a way to reel in the harpoon. I have not figured out what button it is, because there's no in-game instructions on what to do with the harpoons at all. I feel there should be. I'll take the damage boost. And at least I didn't lose max HP. That's pretty much what did me in last time. Too little max HP. Already up to the boss. Just gotta catch her first. There's definitely rubber banding in this game. It's just not as intense as we need it to be at the beginning. Kai's back. Kai's dead again. I appreciate his gumption. Damn. Wasn't ready for the side of the tunnel. Got her shield off. Almost dead. There we go.
Great job. I guess all that Sigma technology needs to be recalled. Heading to the next territory and get that assassin.
Looks like I've already got my katana. The katana is the final upgrade for the sword, because obviously, if you curve the blade very slightly, it becomes 10,000 times deadlier. What do we need? We definitely don't need the Midas Vest. That would be my doom. Yeah, there are no permanent upgrades here besides the Midas Vest. Not a single one. These are all health recovery options.
Listen, I've seen you ride your whole life. You're our best shot at claiming the bounty for the
Rude. I was really relying on that barrier to save me. Kudelka is indeed unrelated, but I do love that game. And I'm unsurprised that it would be 4 discs myself. It is a feat of a PS1 game. I should probably actually, like, play Kudelka someday. But it is pretty long, because it is, as mentioned, 4 discs. Not nearly as long as a lot of other PS1 RPGs. How did that guy survive? And suddenly I'm in 3rd place. Look at where 1st place is on the map down at the bottom. What happened there? Did the rubber banding, like, stretch back so far that it accidentally spring-loaded that guy up ahead? Way, way, way past where anyone could possibly ever catch up? I suspect that may be the case. Uh-oh. Probably. Pay attention to driving. Probably. Should really just be grabbing the nitro pickups that are lying around instead of trying to kill people. There's one that I got bumped into accidentally. First place is still unbeatable. No idea what happened there, but no one can seem to catch up to me, so we're doing just fine. Well, first place still hasn't won. Has slowed down considerably, but there we go. Locked in second. Yeah, there has to be other enemies in the race that are not actually competing, but you need to kill them because they are bags of nitro and health. You need that stuff to stay competitive. I love that every playable character is a vampire, though. Nitro injectors, that's a no-brainer at this point. And I'll take more ammo, why not? I think I do need to actually, yeah, get all my nitro back. Back to the Phantoms.
Good news, bad news. Good news is that you'll be able to intercept the assassin in this territory.
I can't believe that guy hit me.
Bad news is this particular territory is crawling with ex-military psychos known as the Phantoms.
Ex-military psychos. We know where this game stands. When you kill the bomb droppers, you get bombs yourself. And enemy bomb droppers are totally worthless. I've never once been hit with an enemy pipe bomb. Not even one time. Don't want anything to do with that shortcut. No additional kills in a while. Same crap as last time is happening. Didn't go well then. Thankfully, there's a button that recenters your aim, because driving with your aim skewed is quite difficult. Waited too long. Okay, this guy with the HP refill is just drunk. Swerving all over the place. There we go. There are a few surviving racers, though. Could be a problem. Feels like my fuses are getting shorter on my pipe bombs. I don't know if that's actually a thing, but it always feels like that late in the race. Or the game overall, that is to say. That you gotta drop those things almost immediately. I don't like that guy's glowing weapon. Pretty sure it'll kill me much faster than usual. Take that, Mark Isaacson. There's the end. I'm still first place. All set.
Nice work. Been under the boot of these bastards for too long.
What do we need? Max out the rifle again? Or just upgrade all my damage in general? Yep, that's the way to go.
Give up the bounty, Jackal.
19th place. Hate to see that. Alright, grenade launcher. I never really used the grenade launcher last time. You only really start to get it here in the final chapter. It's a bit hard to aim, but when it lands, it kills people. You can see why that would be useful.
My men served 2 tours in the war. Now,
I never meleeed down one of these cars before, like a full-on car. I always blow them up. That should kill a few people. Not sure how a car is in first place over all these motorcycles. But we're gonna fix that. The enemies here have battle axes and stuff. I don't know what war they participated in, but it was pretty badass, I'm gathering. Some kind of future war with past weapons. And motorcycles. That's the stuff. Was going for the grenade launcher. Did not swerve properly in time. Damn. Cars keep getting out in first. And living to regret it. How much longer is this race? Feels like by far the longest race we've had to do so far. Might just be that I'm not turboing enough. Because that is the penalty of this character. You don't get enough turbo. Just a little further. Plenty of time to get my head bashed in. I'll just pinball between these two opponents. It'll be great. Getting wedged between two melee enemies, that'll kill you no matter how much health you have very, 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 very fast. Practically instantly, if you're playing as some of the characters. Yeah, I keep getting stuck with races ever since I respawned with this new character. It's getting annoying. 100% nitro. I'll even take some experience. In case I win. Well, rooftops again. Hallucinogenic rooftops. Arr. It's not a race, at least. But it is pretty bad circumstances. Whoa. No real idea what happened there. Too many people landing at the same time. Screwed up the physics and turned that ramp into a seesaw. Checkpoints in this level in particular can be very, very punishing. It does get a little Jet Moto-esque, where you will barely be able to leapfrog to the next checkpoint before you get knocked off your bike again. Damn you, hallucinogenic cars. Sometimes they will go in reverse. So you can't always predict what they're going to do. Needed that guy dead, but he ended up with 1 HP. Ah! There's the instant death scenario that I mentioned before. And I missed the health refill, and I got card. We might still make it out of here. Look at that. So close I can almost taste it. And a health refill.
You gotta be out of your skull being this deep in a Phantom's territory.
The blowed out sound effects do sort of work at making the explosions and shotguns more impactful. They ruin the voice clips, but the weapon foley tends to work pretty well. Definitely need a health refill this time. And there are no permanent upgrades on offer, so looks like we just get a morphine. That'll have to do.
If you touch any of my top
Finally, a target takedown. On a very, very narrow road. What I need to do is get in that cluster. Drop a pipe bomb. Somehow didn't get anyone. That'll pay off. Ooh, wait. That's better than a pipe bomb.
Another jackal trying to fight dirty. Doesn't surprise me.
Trying to aim here. I prefer the physics not go berserk on me. We got plenty of time still to get to our target kill count. Normally, in my experience, this part of the game is quite a bit easier than the Sigmas. I am having a hard time with it. I have been dealt some difficult missions, that's for sure. Hit with 2 cars. Barris gotta go. You slow down significantly if you drive off the road, which is why this incredibly narrow road is very, very obnoxious. Another one down. There goes Barith. Only one left. Bouncing all over the place. MU Codex. Oh, there he goes.
Do you think we're afraid of death, Jackal? We face so much worse than you.
Good stuff. We should be coming right up on that assassin. Any mission now. Cash find, obviously, even though we're coming up on the end of the game. Morphine, we badly need. Yep, kill the assassin and win the bounty. It is time.
So you finally caught up, huh? Now's probably a good time to turn around and run home.
He's right, I think. Let's head on home. There should be like a dialogue box pop up. Would you like to give up?
You really think they'll let you collect the bounty?
Now this bike that the assassin is driving has a unique quality where it cannot crash. If it's about to hit a vehicle, that vehicle explodes.
That was a cheap shot.
I blew up Iran. That is just a small taste of what it would have been like if John McCain had won that election. And Deadsy is also dead. That's the reality we do live in. There's our target.
You'll pay for that one.
The assassin has a lot of health.
Give up, little chap. You don't have a prayer.
Just fill this guy with shotgun shells and he barely cares.
Stand a chance, Jackal.
Robinson, stop being alive, please. Okay, I got a rifle. We're good now.
Turn around and go home. This is your last chance.
Got some pipe bombs too.
Honestly, kind of impressed.
The rifle's our best bet though.
To get killed by a jackal.
He didn't come this far to get killed by a jackal. That's for sure. So yeah, we win. What could they possibly be loading at this point?
The Phantoms are sending
Whoops.
in a fleet of sharpshooters to make sure you don't leave their territory with that guy. Hurry!
So now we had to steal his bike and beat the game. It's a classic Metroid escape sequence. And it's pretty easy because of the aforementioned explode all vehicles property. Probably shouldn't underestimate it too hard. If you die here, you do still die. There is like a recharge thing required as you're blowing up the cars. But I've nonetheless never been destroyed by an oncoming traffic vehicle while driving this particular bike. Robinson's down again. Poor guy. I can always tell that I hit somebody because every time I deal damage, it hurts me as well, which makes the screen flash red. Django Gray yet lives. Probably won't be bothering me again. Let's just go full speed ahead until I run out of turbo. I think I got Cox blocked. Not much left. For some reason, we do have a speedrun timer. I've never noticed that, actually. I think that was pointed out in chat earlier. That guy with the pipe bomb just blew himself up. I mentioned they have, like, the worst AI in this whole game. Damn you, Nighthawk. Ian Fish is the lead developer on this game, and I've just slain him. When we died, it actually put his phone number on screen so that you could give him feedback directly. That's a super, super weird thing to do. Just tell gamers your phone number at random. As far as I know, he has not been murdered. As of yet. And I hope it doesn't happen, because I'd like to see this game get more, love.
I've got to say, we're all really proud of you. But be careful. We still don't know who hired the assassin. Well, we think it may have been an inside job. What better way to increase weapons than to get all the gangs to fight each other over bounty, right? So much for the truce. Looks like we'll be at war for a long time. At least we can afford the best guns now.
There we go. Twist ending. Actual sequel hook. Who hired that assassin? It was a jackal, probably, somehow. And what will be the aftermath? We simply don't know. So tune in for Road Redemption 2. Already a difficult to remember name. Easy to confuse with Red Dead Redemption. And there's another level. Just a fun bonus level in impossible to copyright territory. Actual, literal Rainbow Road. Who's gonna stop them? Fuck you, Nintendo. I love the gumption, quite honestly, and this level's pretty cool. The Reaper leader is one of the other racers. Not anymore. That was the first boss, just murdered unceremoniously. This road is actually pretty difficult to manage, I find. See? I drove right off it. That's the road's fault. It should be just about every single racer. I think there's one more somewhere behind me. If I were to sandbag and let him in front of me and then blow him up, it would be impossible to lose. He'll catch up. I hear him doing violence back there. This is normally a kind of difficult level, because there's no need to beat it. We've beaten the game at this point. Officer Death, living up to his name. There's at least one other racer who's still alive. It was the Sigma leader. Another boss fight. Not so much anymore. Looks like there is yet another racer right on my tail. I'm inclined to try and... There we go. Officer Jack. Is that the mouthwash in your eyes? Yeah, there's like melee grab combos you can do. When you grab people and you can like do different combos and stuff. I have no idea what they are. I've never employed them. I've never found them to be valuable. But they exist. Not getting lucky with him now. There goes Ogloff. Great webcomic. Terrible racer. Rainbow Road Redemption. Very true. Irrefutable in a lot of ways. I'm certain this second place person is going to shoot in front of me right as I get to the finish line. I don't even know who it is. They're not in my rear view, but they are right on top of me in the level indicator. There's the finish line. And there's the Sigma leader. Murdering me right at the finish line. Rude. Oh well, second place is still a win. But that sucks. I could have murdered her easily if she had been on screen at any point during the entire run. And there we go. That's what beating Road Redemption looks like. Let's buy some more upgrades. More nitro. Oh, I could have reduced store prices permanently. Combat resistance, why the hell not? And we're all set. But there are other features that exist within Road Redemption. Let's take a quick look at those. A very quick look. First off, Campaign Plus. I don't know what Campaign Plus is. And I'm probably not going to find out. But it unlocks after you beat the campaign for the first time. These are all purchased in the experience menu. All of these bikes. That's how you get them. And as noted, they all suck. This one's the best one because it's identical to the starting bike. So here's the characters we've seen before. John Spartan. from Demolition Man is inexplicably here. You'll notice these later characters have extremely complicated stipulations as to what it's like to play as them. It changes the game dramatically, and there's DLC characters that do similar. Like, General Uganda, I think is the name of the character, who has a magical shield that you can throw at people. Could be a reference to something, who knows. Halloween Rider. Only decapitations matter. And it makes the game harder simply to play as him. Santa Claus cannot deal damage except to bosses. Oh, that sounds like a pain in the ass. You can only attack on the right? Screw that. There's a character on the PC version, DLC character, where the damage the character deals is based on the FPS of your computer. So if your FPS drops, the character becomes much, much harder to play as. And if you have incredibly high FPS, the game is trivial. Anyway, Shovel Knight. Shovel Knight's here. And we can play as him. Nathan Algren, whatever. Killing Floor 2 characters. Oh, if you beat Campaign Plus mode, you get this guy. Infinite Jump Jet. I love that. Anyway, Shovel Knight. Let's see what he's all about. He matches this decent bike, which is cool. Maybe this bike was designed specifically for him. My best guess is that Campaign Plus mode is simply a version of the game with no story, no territories, really, nothing. You just complete an arbitrary number of missions, and they are completely randomized. They can be under any, like, race condition, any gang type. And of course, hallucinations are possible. We can't use guns as Shovel Knight, which is a big problem. Guns are very useful. And we can't use the short melee weapon, but I wasn't able to use that during the last playthrough either, so I'm used to that in a way. Now, this Campaign Plus happens to have started with the hardest gang in the middle of a race, with no upgrades. And an inability to use guns. So I died very quickly.
Dispose of this jackal corpse.
That didn't really matter, I just wanted to show off Shovel Knight dying and rolling across the road in a hilarious manner. For some reason, that was officially sanctioned by Yacht Club Games. You technically cannot release an indie game without Shovel Knight being in it. So yeah, that's a tremendous amount of additional content if you want to explore that sort of thing. Were you to purchase this game, play as bonus vehicles that really fundamentally change absolutely everything about the game. For fun. Also, you have to play as some of them in order to unlock these later riders and the higher level bikes. Beat Campaign Plus with 8 riders. No, thank you. I'm guessing the Halloween rider couldn't have had a skull, or else they would have gotten sued by Marvel. Being too close to Nicolas Cage. Anyway, that's Road Redemption. It's, I would say, officially a good game. I like it quite a bit. I've gotten a tremendous amount of enjoyment out of it. But it is ultimately pretty simple. It lacks a lot of polish. It's very clearly a pretty low-budget game. And for 20 bucks, it's questionable whether it's worth it. When it's on sale, definitely buy this. Highly recommended. You will probably enjoy it. Well worth the price of $7.99 that I spent on it. I certainly got my money's worth. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed Road Redemption, and I hope you have a good one.